Hi, this is Erica, and I'm here to discuss one of the resources of critical digital literacy, which is the persona. To start with, these are our topics. So, topic one that I'm going to be trying to cover will be what are the 5 resources of critical digital literacy. The second one is to answer the question of what is persona. And the last one is what are the characteristic dimensions of persona. The 5 resources of critical digital literacy was first introduced by Juliet Hinrichsen and Anthony Coombs. Their work was derived from Luke and Freebody's reader roles of critical literacy. And to answer the question, the 5 resources are namely decoding, using, meaning making, analyzing, and persona. And we will be tackling the last one, which was actually added by the authors themselves because there's just initially just 4, and then they have added the last one, and we'll get to know more on why they did that. To start this discussion, let's try to define what persona is, like in a literal sense, not related to our topic today. So, quick search in Google, you'll find out that based on Collins Dictionary, persona is defined as the aspect of one's character or nature that they represent to other people, perhaps in contrast to their real character or nature. So, in short, persona in a physical sense or in a literal sense is the mask or personality that we take on as we present ourselves to others. Personally, the concept of persona in real life is actually the same or shares a lot of similarities in persona as a resource in a critical digital literacy. I guess what Hinrichsen and Coombs were trying to point out when they added this is that we need to be more aware of our role online. Like, it's no longer just us reading stuff online. We actually have an identity now that we share with other people, and this identity can affect us in so many ways, and we'll learn more later on. As you can see, these are the masked hypothetical masks that we can use both in real life and online. We can take up literally any personality, especially online. However, the bottom line of this is that there are consequences in doing so. That's why Hinrichsen and Coombs made it a point to add persona so that we can be aware that there must be an identity building, a proper participation online, because it would affect how others sees us, not only us, more so with our connection in the community, or if we are part of something. Whatever we do online, it can be seen, it can be understood, and at the same way misunderstood by other people. As we tackle persona, I know it sounds cliche and it's been said so many times, but I think it needs to be pointed out again and again to think before you post on social media. Persona is an important resource for me in the critical digital literacy because it allows us to see ourselves as a part of the digital community. We're not just simply consuming information, we're actually providing information. We're providing insights, we're providing stuff that can be interpreted or, as I mentioned, misinterpreted by other people. So it reminds us, the persona resource reminds us that online is a double-edged sword. You're not just simply consuming, you're not the only person decoding, analyzing information online. There are also other people doing the same, and what you post is the content that they can decode, use, find meaning into, or analyze. So again, think before you post on social media. So here we can see a diagram made by Helen D. Ward. She has a WordPress that tackles critical digital literacy as well. And as you can see, she made a diagram of a persona along with the characteristic dimensions, which is the identity building, the managing reputation, and the participating. And as you can see, there are a lot of things that are connected with persona. With identity building alone, you'll see choice, private, public, audience, presentation, locality, multifacets, which is digital, real life, roles, relationships, communities, groups. So there are a lot of things that surrounds identity building. There are a lot of things that we have to consider, like is it gonna be a private or public? If public, what kind of audience do you have? And with the relationships, are you part of a group? Are you part of a community? And on the other side, or let's start with the one at the bottom, the participating. You'll also see a lot of things connected to it, the way we communicate, different modes, the community, the judgment. And I feel like one of the most important things here is the cultural part, because as we participate, it's important to know the cultural aspects of our community, of the group that we belong to. And the last one is the managing reputation. So as you can see, there's a personal reputation there's professional reputation. So we have to be careful on what we post online, because there's a personal persona, there's a professional persona. You can actually have much more than that, but those are the two basic ones. And in my own opinion, it cannot go together. Because your personal life, it deals with too much personal stuff that's mostly not connected to, possibly not connected to your professional life. And so we can see there are more words connected to managing reputation. We got the community, the safeguarding of privacy to protect. There are a lot of things that we have to think through, because if not, it can definitely damage our reputation online. With how information goes so fast nowadays, it's important to really think before you click. And to wrap it all up, let's go ahead and read what Hinrichsen and Coombs have to say about the characteristic dimensions of persona as one of the resources of critical digital literacy. To start with, we have identity building, and it's the development of a sense of one's own roles within different digital environments and sensitivity to relationships and alignments within groups and communities. An understanding of the multifaceted nature of identity, how this operates in different contexts, and the relationship between digital and other identities. The next one is the managing reputation. Learners need to be aware of their own and their community's reputations as assets that should be developed and managed effectively to support aspirations, for example, those related to career and employment. They need to safeguard against loss of reputation, understanding how to protect and partition their own online activity. And the last one is participating, the ability to work with others in a variety of models, for example, in synchronous and asynchronous, via digital interaction and exchange. to experience the contribution that individuals, groups, and communities can make an activity or endeavor. Awareness of the ethical and cultural challenges this raises. And that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you were able to learn something for today. And I hope whatever learning you've had stays with you regarding Persona is one of the resources of critical digital literacy. And again, this is to remind you to think before you post on social media. Thank you so much. You have a good one. Bye bye.